Hello, how are you? Good to have you here today. Welcome to my channel. My name is Leah. This is a place where we discuss books, and more books. I share with you the insights that I have gained from the books that I have gone through. I do book summaries, I do book reviews, and you know what you do? If you like a book that I share with you, just go to the nearest store, get yourself a copy, get the insights, and then you can share and give the feedback. Here we go. Why beautiful people have more daughters. Book review. The two authors of this book were colleagues in the Department of Sociology at the University of Washington. This is the second book that they have wrote together. The authors are Alan S. Myler and Satoshi Kanazawa. Evolutionary psychology is about human nature. But what is human nature? Human nature explains why individuals behave the way they do. Thoughts, feelings, and behavior are produced by our individual experiences, environmental factors, and the experiences of our ancestors millions of years ago. Despite the cultural differences, human nature is also universal. What happens in the East is what happens in the West. Evolutionary psychology is the application of evolutionary biology to human behavior. It is characterized by four principles. 1. People are animals. There is nothing special about human beings, meaning that they are still part of the wider animal kingdom. And the way that behavior in the animal kingdom can be studied and explained, the same way that behavior happens in among humans. The other thing about evolutionary biology is that there is nothing special about the human brain. Human nature is innate, and human behavior is as a result of innate nature and also conditioning by the environment. So, here we go. Why is prostitution the oldest profession? So evolutionary psychology has tried to explain why prostitution continues to thrive and why prostitution is the oldest profession in the world. Prostitution is the world's oldest profession because of man's evolved desire for sexual variety. Prostitution could not have survived as an industry if men did not have such a desire for variety of different mates. Women's lack of the same desire explains why prostitution catering to women has not emerged. This is the same reason why pornography is common among men. Prostitution will never come to an end by attacking women. You notice that in most of the countries, when they want to do away with prostitution, they go and they attack the women who provide the services. That is not likely to go. As long as men continue to have a desire for sexual variety, prostitution is going to continue until the world comes to an end. Yes, so the other thing is, why does having sons reduce the likelihood of a divorce? Why is it possible to divorce quickly and easily if a couple has a daughter, but the same is not so easy if the couple has a son? A man's mating value is largely determined by his wealth, his status, and his power. So a man with quite amount of resources, with higher status in the society and in leadership positions, is likely to have a higher value than a man who does not have the three. Also, a woman's value is determined by her youthfulness and her attractiveness. This means that a father has to ensure that the son inherits his wealth so that he can make it in the society, and this is regardless of how much money the man has. The continued presence and investment of fathers in the lives of their sons therefore means that there is a reduction in the likelihood of a divorce. Fathers generally tend to invest more in their sons more than their daughters. Why? As earlier mentioned, The value of a man in the society depends on his wealth, his status, and his power. And fathers take upon themselves to invest in their sons. It is this high investment in the sons that makes it impossible or hard for a couple to divorce when they have one, and also easier to divorce if they have daughters. The other thing that makes it hard for couples to divorce when they have a son is the high value that the society places on the boy child as compared to the girl child. Because of matters of social migration, girls tend to leave their homes and they are adopted in their husbands' homes. However, the boy gets a high value because they get to marry and they bring a girl to their home. This girl is expected to take care of the parents when they are old. In this regard, it is difficult for a couple to divorce when they have a son because there are benefits attached to having a son compared to having a daughter. Also, it is women who initiate 80% of the divorce cases. Men know that they are going to lose in the long run if they lose a woman who they have a son together. In this regard, they tend to invest a lot in the relationship and they tend to avoid a divorce by all means when they have a son. They tend to put less effort in avoiding a divorce when they have a daughter. Why do most handsome men make good lovers but bad husbands? Men optimize their reproduction opportunities by pursuing two strategies. One, they can seek a long-term mate, stay with her, and invest in their joint offspring. And this is the most common. The other one, which happens most of the times, or sometimes, is that a man can seek a large number of short-term mates without investing in the joint offspring, which is when they are called the deadbeat dads. And why does that happen? Men do not get to choose who to have sex with. It is women who decide whom to have sex with. In this regard, many women will want to have an extramarital affair with a handsome man, regardless of his financial position. And this means that if a woman pursues a man with an intention of having sex with her, this man will make a bad husband if he is in a committed relationship elsewhere. Women do not choose to sleep with men who are not good looking. As earlier mentioned, it is women who choose who to have sex with and not the men. In this regard, men that are not good looking have no choice but to stick to their long-term mates, which in the end makes them good husbands. Why are there so many deadbeat dads but few deadbeat moms? It is mothers who carry pregnancies, which means that they have a deeper connection with the baby more than the father. It therefore means that it is hard for a woman to walk away from a child that she bonded with for 9 months, and so easy for a man to walk away because they do not have that connection. Also, in case of a divorce or a separation, it is women who are given custody of a child. The father is likely to take a step away as he nurses his emotions, and in the end, that can translate to being a deadbeat dad for good. Why do politicians risk everything by having an affair? In 1998, the world woke up to the shocking news. The Washington Post reported that Bill Clinton was involved in an extramarital affair, and he admitted to this. Many politicians across the world are involved in extramarital affairs. Powerful men across history are in monogamous relationships, which means that they have one legal wife. However, they tend to have polygamous relationships elsewhere They could be having concubines, lovers, and female slaves. Reproductive success is a pursuit of all human behavior. Humans do whatever they do, knowingly or unknowingly, directly or indirectly, to achieve a high reproductive success. For most men, attaining power is one of the avenues of adding value to themselves, which they also use to achieve a high reproductive success. In this regard, getting to the political office becomes an avenue of having a large number of women to mate with. Asking a politician why he has concubines is like asking someone with money why they are spending. Why are most neurosurgeons and engineers male? And why are most kindergarten teachers and nurses female? There are two types of brains as discovered by Simon Cohen: the systemizing brain and the empathizing brain. The systemizing brain, which is mostly found in males, is wired to analyze, explore, and construct systems. The systemizer analyzes how things work, understands rules, and determines how systems work, and therefore is able to predict the system or to create a new one. The majority of males in the society have a systemizing brain, and that is why they do well in surgery and engineering careers. There are some females who also have a systemizing brain, and they achieve a high level of success in such fields. The other type of brain that is dominantly found in females is empathizing brain. Empathizing brain helps individuals identify the emotions of another person, and hence they respond appropriately. In this regard, women tend to do better in careers that involve empathy and in helping industries. Women are better empathizers, and that is why you will find most of them as communication consultants. You'll find most women in therapy. You'll find most women as kindergarten teachers, most women as nurses, because such careers requires an empathizing brain. However, we also have men with an empathizing brain, and such men also make good nurses, good elementary learners, and good communication experts.